Hi guys, welcome back to my table. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this pendant. But what I first want to mention is, if you're looking to learn how to wire wrap cabochons and stuff, and you just don't have the money to invest in stones and the precious stuff, I took polymer clay and just made a bunch of shapes. Depending on where you get it, a 2-ounce block of a colored polymer clay like Sculpey, roughly $2.99, and you can get quite a few pieces from a block. What you see here is I took 2 colors and I blended them together to get like that swirly effect, sort of like a fake stone, if you will. But it's just, like I said, it's an option, and sometimes you can get some nice looking results from it. So without further ado, like I said, we're going to make this pendant here. When I went around and wrapped this, what you'll notice in some videos is when people wrap coins or other round objects, they go all the way around and there's like a nice little hole there. I, for one, start getting bug-eyed when I get to this point, but as a happy accident, I found if you start with a certain amount of beads away from the center and you end at the same place on the other side, it gives you that nice effect here. And it also gives a place for the swirl to land when I wrap it. So what we're going to need is, here's one of my Sculpey pieces, 4mm beads of your choice, 20 gauge wire to do the frame, and then we're going to wrap with 24 gauge wire. On some of mine, when I use the silver wire, I don't have 24 gauge, but 26 works just as good, if not better. It's just I tend to break the 26 a lot when I work with it, so I work with 24 out of necessity. So to start us off, to do the frame, you just take your disc or your shape, and leave it about an inch that way, and then loosely bring this around and make it so it looks like you leave a 1/4 to an 1/8 of an inch gap around. Like so. Now when I set it's the same, I have a clay cutter with this size circle. It took 24 beads to go around there. Otherwise you'll just have to experiment with it, and on my next video I'll show you how I do that. But we start by putting the beads on. What I'm going to do, all I'm going to do is put beads on here. I'm going to pause it here, and I'll bring it back when I get the beads on there. Okay, we're back. Like I said, I got the beads strung on there. And now what we want to do is test fit it. So very carefully pull your wire snug. as you can get it. And don't go all the way around, because we're going to check for size first. You want it to bite you a little bit to get it around there. And like so. So now that we know it fits, we can take this off and we can finish wrapping this short piece. And we'll go around 3 or 4 times. And give it a snip. Like so. See how a few times you're on there. Now, when you make these polymer clay pieces, and when you blend the 2 colors, see which side you prefer to use. Like so. That's why we're going to go with this side. So lay it down again. And get her on there. Now, we're all ready to start wrapping the piece into place. I roughly about 5 feet of 24 gauge. Let's say 4.5 feet. And where I start to start using is 2 beads away from the center point. So what I'm going to do is pop this off again and just wrap this around twice. Once. Twice. And place the piece back on the circle. Just leave it there, we'll clip it later. Now this next part, it's just preference. I just go by how it looks, whatever bead you choose. There is no wrong, as long as it locks itself in. Put it in there. You come up from behind, and you go to the next bead over, like so. And now we keep doing that all the way around. Okay, here's where it starts to get, for me, a little bug-eyed. We're going to the last bead. Now you notice we're going to start crossing over. Just make sure you don't miss a slot when you go. And just like that, we're at our second bead from the top. Now this is looking at the back. Just clip it enough so you can grab it on to wrap it around. Now I started with 4.5 foot. You could probably get away with 3 feet or 3.5 to 4 feet of wire, or I could have. It all depends on the size of the stone. Now to this side, we already know we went around twice, so it's just a matter of snipping it. And just nice little tug in there. Now we go to the other side, and you tuck it in. Make sure you stay on the bead you ended with. Turn it back to the front. And one more time. Oop, almost got it. And go behind, snip it. Like so. Now to finish it off, we're going to put a built-on bail to it. I want to just give it a slight tug forward. And I like to go around with this 20 gauge 3 times. Like so. And when you just want to lift and sort of get as close as you can. Wrap it around and just go down the stem till you get to the beads. And then we just want to straighten our act up a little bit here. Now when I make the swirl, I just roughly, for rough length, I just put my hand under and I go 4 fingers wide. And take your round nose, get started. And when you make your swirl, I always, on these, like to make a tight swirl. You can make a loose one. Just be consistent on how you do it. And all the copper wire, this is bare copper wire I'm using. I use dead soft just because it's easier for me to manage. But it will work harden just like any wire does. So it'll be nice and solid. Now you see how I turned it to meet the bail. Now you just want to bend this around and flatten her down like so. And then just give it a little pinch. And there you go. And we just made a nice little pendant. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done already, please subscribe. And until next time, be good to one another. Bye-bye.